Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Nigos49 as we play Banished, the Colonial Charter. I have an interesting episode. I'll go ahead and start it off. I have spent several seasons fixing this, and let me show you. We've got 10 years down here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 10 years. I started the game here at the massive loss of food. Let's see. Let's just say call that 1, 2, 3. I am on the 4th season of attempting to fix this. A few things that I've changed. Let's go over what I did and how I've started to recover. Because as you can see, it's early spring, and I literally have 10 times the amount of food I had before. I have 20,000 food. I was creeping around 2,000 right here. Okay, starting this year. I had a lot of people die. As you can see, I still have not resolved all of my issues. That one person with food is not actually going to go hungry, but don't worry about it. A bit of a side note. I'm going to bring up a lot of stuff. Hopefully I don't sidetrack too much. I have a lot of industries that don't have the proper supply. I've been fixing them one by one, prioritizing food first. Citizens were still over 1,000. Even with the people dying off, I have not brought in new nomads. I've had 2 chances to do that, like 150 a pop. I think somebody said I got the reward for craziest townfolk ever. Is that Tara Ba? Oh, it made me laugh. So thanks, Tara, for the comments. Thanks, Robert and Cardmador Full. I must be butchering your name, but thank you very much for your all's comments. So first thing I realized was, 1, I'm running out of food. 2, I was relying on, and let's just take a look at this. I'll let this roll. I might do a little bit longer video here just to explain a few things. I'm relying on produced foods. So you see how this was out of food? It was out of flour. I've run through my wheat too quickly. I started building corn, which I wanted to diversify our food a little bit more. But then as I looked in my inventory, and you can even see it now just a bit, corn is still a little low. That's actually low. We've got 1,000 people. I need way more than that. If we look at our flour, I swear I know my ABCs. There we go. Flour, very little flour, which is horrible. I still haven't fully reined that in. And then the wheat is doing a lot better. I'll go ahead and jump up here in the top. I have, you know what? This is a crop field. Let's go ahead and do corn while we're thinking this through. As you can see, I still have a ton of laborers. You want to have extra laborers. Well, we've got wheat. I did one thing of cotton. I'll go into that in a bit. I didn't want to do a massive thing for cotton, but anyway, just a note. So I did wheat there. I also preemptively decided to start building pastures because I have not been taking advantage of any of the ranches or food, and that's a big issue. On the note of food, housing is actually an issue, and let me explain why. I thought to myself, you know what, I'll just build these town lodgings. It helped a lot to a point, but if they get full, they literally bump people out. And when they bump people out, they don't have a place to eat, and they don't have a place to get warm, and people were dying. This person died of mutiny. They were keel-hauled for mutiny. So that's not starvation. Happy freaking day. And that's old age. So I was getting way more notifications saying, dying of starvation, dying of starvation, dying of starvation. So I had these 2 built. We saw that the last episode. I did fill those up with cows. I was able to purchase those, which is a great boon to us. Obviously, there's still issues with pathing and supply. But let's go back to the produced food. There we go. Flour. My biggest weakness was we expanded too quickly, and I did not have wheat enough to continually push into my windmills and my water mills that were producing wheat. So if I would say anything, I was a little too much of a softie and brought in nomads foolishly. There's just no getting around that. By the way, I decided to build a couple more glassworks because I have a ridiculous amount of sand and it's not even funny. So I just decided to do that. Look, oh no, all of these nomads, 80. I don't want you. We're learning how to exercise self-control. Look, go out and make your own tents. Come back next season. Maybe I'll be ready for you. Another person died of old age. We've got plenty of people. We still have several people that don't have homes. So produced foods are still an issue for me now, but I'm making enough and I'm catching up. And through the winter, I still have the surplus of food to feed into the water mill here. I was able to turn on this windmill again, so my production of those things increased. Another thing I did, and I should mention this now before we go on to anything else, I installed a mod. I've seen a lot of people say the roads are good, but they don't work quite as good as they should. I found a mod that was 75% faster roads. I thought that was way overhaul, but I've decided that in these dense cities where we try to do industry, we pack people in really tight, and with the performance issues, I've found that it kind of evens things out. Because people are actually able to go get the food quickly enough and put it in the areas before they get cold, before they get hungry, and before they just move on to something else. So we were running into issues where people weren't actually doing their dang jobs because they were just running around, not fulfilling their full job before they moved on to the next thing. Let's check this real quick. I still have not found mulberries. I still have not been able to purchase the proper mulberries. Isn't that just absolutely insane? No silk. Still no silk. Holy crap. Okay. A few other things I've noticed is these small markets, when you can afford it, put 4 people there. It actually helps a little bit more. I've done that up here, and it's gone up by over 10% of the amount of food that I've been able to store. So people aren't running all over the place to get food. Again, the fact that I had like 30 people always constantly for those 4 or 5 years just did not have a place to go. And it created issues of not having food. When somebody dies and they have a job, it reassigns them, and it really turns into a big issue. This storage barn, for some reason, I think is completely glitched or something. It has been sitting at this 8% storage for quite some time, like 2 years. So I'm going to yell at the game by prioritizing this as much as possible. Anyway, so that's the first thing. Is I was stupid and I didn't take care of food properly. I still could do even more food. I could go in here and I could go in here and check and make sure paths are working. That does help. So the episodes that we've gone in and we've looked at our pathing helps a ton. But the road improvements help a lot more as well. Finally, I were 4 of these clothers that were not upgraded. I upgraded those. So that was a supply line. Anyway, so food, I did those things. I made more wheat. I made more corn. I made a couple more of these key fisheries. And I believe I may have already had this one. So I let those finish as well. And then I went against my gut and I built more homes for the people that didn't have homes. And it's actually paying off tenfold because people are able to get into their homes. Yeah, they're able to have kids. But at this point, we weren't even there. Like, they're having kids in these logging cabins, as far as I understand. Yeah, there's like teenagers in here because they'll still have kids in here. But if they don't have a place to live and they don't have a place to actually like store food, they're just killing themselves. And so I was being very dumb with that. Anyway, so that's enough when it comes to the housing and when it comes to food. So you can only control your population to a point by not building houses. So that was a hard lesson for me to learn. And so there we've learned that. Now, we still have an issue with flour. The issue with flour is, one, logistically, I actually should have somewhere up here doing flour instead of practically everything here. You know what I mean? Like, and I actually have one up this way, which probably isn't bad, honestly, because I could do a bakery up here and be sitting a lot prettier. I did catch up with tools, just on a side note, just based off of what we did the previous episode. So we built what we needed to and moved on. I did increase the amount of furniture that was here as well. I still have a bit of an issue in this trading post of it doesn't get the traffic it needs. In fact, I really just need to upgrade roads here real quick. So next, I think I want to go into our trade goods because big issues. One, a lot of these roads were not stone yet, and our quarry did finish. As you knew, I was being very stingy with my stone. Why? Because I screwed up my quarry and I didn't get the upgraded one in there, and then I finally caved in and built another one. By then, I had shot myself in the foot. Even if you build 2 of these small quarries, which I actually highly recommend with this mod, I would build 2 quarries at some point, turn one of them off, and just let the other one run. Because you may not be able to get those candles or oil in time. So if I could say anything, that was actually really super helpful. Now, in regards to actual supply chain, the roads helped immensely. I'm not even going to act like they didn't. The sped up roads have probably made one of the bigger changes, but that was only a part of the equation. I started looking at the fact that I'm just like, my supply chain is broken and sucks. Candles are fine, but the cloth, everything that I was checking before, I stopped checking because I freaked out about food, and I rightfully so freaked out about food. I still don't have enough cotton, but look, we're late summer. We're about to actually bring in more cotton. I haven't seen the full impact of adding in that little farm, but I have 65 people. I could add one big farm in with 5 people working it and probably get way ahead on the cotton production. Now, we still have cloth. So in theory, all of our clothers here that are running full coats are fine. They're working at full capacity. Look at that. I've got over 1,000 coats. I had like 90 the last time we checked, so we're definitely being way more healthy in that regard. So the other thing we want to look at is leather. Leather has increased for a couple reasons. We did finish, and actually, hold on, before I jump into what we finished and stuff, I want to show it to you and be in that location. Leather is low because I had a lot of guys working that. I actually switched up 2 of my hide working clothers to work full coats because I had fixed my supply line. And that's why my supply line's like, okay, crap, I'm running low on stuff. You have to constantly check that every year. Linen's actually really high. I could start either selling linen or making something with that. We should look at that. Lumber is really high. I'm leaving that alone because our logs have not dipped to the point of danger. I did increase my fuel limit to 4,000. The reason I did that, we're spread out so far. I could have 2,000 in one spot in the middle here, and it screws like half the people down below and top. And I was literally seeing that. I'd have 30 to 40 people every winter constantly running, looking for somewhere to stay warm. Part of that was the problem with the lack of houses. So I would attribute more of that to the lack of housing and increasing the population of your merchants and markets and stuff like that, because they're going to pull in those things for you. And then let's go ahead and go down to the wool. I'm still in excess of wool. So wool and leather, the reasons I'm doing so well with those, I bought bison. I preemptively built even more of these pastures. I've got another one ready here too. I'll probably end up putting sheep there. And then these are bringing in leather as well. So leather has stayed at a decent level. Even though I pulled 2 of my clothers off, it stayed at a decent level. But my wool, I've moved around sheep over here to this bigger thing because I had a bit of a pestilence. Scoot, scoot, scoot right here. So I'm actually going to need to readdress this and probably build. I'm at a point now where I actually need to build more pastures. And expanding over into this area, I feel is either suicidal or I need to do fishing, hunting, logging, like just the really natural stuff. No big industry here. I would screw myself over if I did that. Now, with that said, I could probably expand into here with farming and do a lot better. I was trying to respect the lands here of our native people, which I've never even touched on, by the way. My bad. I've done this whole mod, and we haven't even touched on anything to do with the native tribes or anything like that. But anyway, my point was I've tried to think ahead and stay on top of those things. So see, as you can see, we still have 9 people that need a home. We really need to focus on that. So, okay, this storage barn is completely glitched. I'm just going to reclaim it. They were using it. That kind of irks me just a little bit. In fact, I'll just build another one right there. Like, that's really kind of crappy. Yeah, look, now stuff's moving out. At least it works. I was trying to upgrade it, not just get rid of it. So grapes is one industry I still don't have a full command of. One thing that I did to actually help the situation was I increased the amount of people working. Only 2 people work in the orchards. And you guys know my kind of rule there. Once you start an orchard, you don't put a lot of people into it because it's just not going to pay off for you until the end when you need to actually gather the stuff out of it. Now, as we saw, we have a couple places, a couple of the bakeries that don't have anything going on. Let's take a look at our flour. That's not a ton of flour. Like, I need to be in the thousands right now for flour because there's just not enough to go around for people that I could say, well, they're not moving it. No, they're not. There's not enough to go around. I do see the flax and the feathers. Like, holy crap, that's way too much stuff. Oh, wait, could I do bedding? Okay, side note. I need to check bedding to see if I can make... If I could do feathers and linen, not cloth. Ooh. If I could do linen instead of cloth, we would have a solution to a problem already. That's pretty awesome. All right, mulberries, dang it. I don't know which ones I need at this point. Crap. Well, Get out of here. I don't need any of that garbage. Anyway, now we don't have enough flour. We were just talking about that. So let's go ahead and take a look at our corn. And let's take a look at corn. Corn's looking really good. We're right after harvest. This is actually the perfect time to look. They're still gathering a bit, but this is a good time to really take a look. Wheat, we have so much freaking wheat. So at this point, I would say let's go ahead. Let's go into food production, and let's build ourselves a large windmill. We can afford it. We've got the linen and the rope for it. It's not a big deal. And let's be careful and just do... We could do two. We could do two. I was going to say, let's just do one. You know what? Let's do two. Because what's the worst thing that's going to happen? They're going to grind it all up into flour. Well, actually, I need to be careful about saying that. If they grind it all into flour and I don't have enough bakeries, we don't have food. Because the people will not eat flour. I don't know if everyone knew that. The people will not eat flour. Side note. So, anyway. So hopefully those little tips were kind of helpful. As you can see, I'm still in a situation where I could do a bit more work. I have 5 people that need homes. I've got this guy. He says he's finding somewhere to live or somewhere to be warm. I don't know if that's because he doesn't have a house, but a lot of them that were cold before just didn't have a house. Now, they'll come to a random home like this, and they'll warm up. Oh, wait, maybe they'll come over here. And they will warm up. See, there you go. See, he's getting something to eat. Good job for you. So really... the production of houses is pretty good. Look at how much food we have. It's middle of autumn. We're doing really well. We're in a bit of an upswing. Now, because I've stabilized my population, I'm still in the situation where I need to continue with food production. Like right now, I should be queuing up making more fields and things like that. I'm still a little on the fence about how I've been setting things up. I don't think it's as strong as it could be. I think I could be more efficient with the way I lay out my cities and things like that. Look at this. We just bought a ridiculous amount of food. We used up all of our hide coats, all of our full coats, some of the warm coats, and barely any spirits. Another industry that I did crank up a bit were the spirits. If you look at our glass and glassware, it takes glassware to do this. This has actually gone down and glassware has gone up. I really should be selling glassware, but I wanted to see the effect of adding the 2 guys that make glass as well. I did add another furnace fuel guy because we were running out. Basically, I was looking for another industry besides just cloth and coats to actually supplement and buy more food because I was tapping out everything. Look, sugarcane, this is like one field. I've got tons of refined sugar because I'm not using those enough for the bakeries as well. So I've got this one industry that has a ridiculous amount of sugarcane. It's got enough glassware, and I'm not making spirits. You know what I mean? Like I've only got 70 spirits. Like that's not really smart. So I built yet another one over here. We are needing more furnace fuel. So let's go ahead and address this right now. I did build another fuel refinery there, but I'm going to go up here to this other part of town. See, we've got people hungry again. I still have a couple of these issues, right? Some of it is the home. Some of it is the fact they're cold and they're running around. But we've got plenty of clothing. That's not the issue. Let's put this in right there. But I think the lack of housing is really the bigger issue here. And let's be smart before we put some stuff in. I'm going to let a couple things build up real quick. See, look, they're going way down over here. So basically, we need houses over here, which would be smart regardless. Look, with the 4 people working here, we've got plenty to actually stock that with. So let's go ahead and put in a few of these homes. Let's see if we can squeeze in the smaller ones. Yeah, we totally can. Let's do 4. See, I'm at the point now where I can actually build 4 of something at a time. Now, with that being said, I still want to increase the amount of crops that we do. So it's back to the basics, right? It's back to making sure you've got everything built up like you're supposed to, that you're not forgetting about food first. Food first. Like always food first. And look, I haven't built that many new homes. I haven't brought in nomads. I still have tons of laborers. Still have a lot of people building. We're not doing bad. Look, we're over 40,000 food. Part of that stuff is being converted into like hardtack and things like that. But look, we just skyrocketed. I saw this uptick and I'm like, I have to start recording. I have to show it to you guys. So anyway, those are my follies. Those are the things I really kind of screwed up. And I wanted to show you what I did to get out of that rut a little bit. The mod helped immensely. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that. I don't know if some of you might think that's completely cheating. I don't necessarily think it is. I was pretty against it when I saw that mod to begin with, because I've actually seen that for quite some time. You know, oh, increase the amount of speed on your roads, like that seems really kind of cheesy in my opinion. But as I looked at it, the guy's comments like, it's a game. You should play it like a game. But anyway, that's a complete and utter side note. See, look, we're actually out of furnace fuel more than anything. Furnace fuel and sugarcane a little bit. We've got so much sugarcane, it's not even funny. Let's go over here to this glass worker and switch that to glassware, just so we don't run out. I don't want to run into that situation. We've got so much extra glass, it's not even funny. And I definitely could come down here. Actually, we've got a lot of good stuff going on. I'm not going to do that. I think it's here that I want. Oh, did we not dismiss this guy? Get out of here, man. It's here that we could easily put some glass to actually work, but I might hold off. I might just wait a little bit and see how that evens out. See, lots of people still needing a place to get warm. I do have some random issues where people were running across here. They still are. They're running across here, so I'm really tempted to make a road because they're just being absolutely obnoxiously stupid. Like I don't even know how to get around that. There's not a nice way to put that for your idiots. They're just not being smart about this. Like I'll go ahead and make a road right there. Let's let that finish, and that'll help because the mod will increase the speed that they'll go on there too. So maybe that's part of it. Apples, just little apples. So anyway, I hope that helps everybody. I think we'll leave it at this for a bit. I may play like one more season to try to balance things just a tiny bit more, but I don't know. Overall, it's looking pretty good. I mean, I might do that anyway, because I know some people are like, yeah, dude, like that was some craziness. You need to sit and balance that thing, and I agree. Sometimes you just gotta step back and do it. Oh, white mulberry. I don't have enough stuff. Oh, crap. Okay, let's check this trader real quick. I guess I could do more llama and get wool. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do the llama. Let's check on our bedding situation that we were starting. And then let's go down there and see if we can purchase the seeds that we need. Ooh. We're paying by 60. I don't care that much, honestly. There, fine, whatever. Get out of here, llama. Let's do it. Llama. Boop. There we go. 3. Bedding, did it finish? I built it over here somewhere, didn't I? Where did I build the dang bedding? Ah, crap. I'm going to forget where it is. I've already forgot where it is. There'll be a question mark. Ah, there we go. Okay. So feathers and cloth. Ah. It's always something in cloth. I need to sell linen. Like, I think the flax, which I have a ton of, that's another industry that we could definitely tap. I think the flax is kind of a bit of an eyesore of stuff that I'm carrying, and it takes up room, and your people have to touch it, and you know they have to move it around and make room for stuff. So having extra materials around like flax is not helping you. It's actually hurting you because you have to move stuff around for it. Oh my gosh. I do not even have close to enough here. Can I get workers, please? There we go. We've got 4 people working this. Can we do this? Anyway, I will see if I can buy these white mulberries. I'll sit here and wait for this. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you for all the comments. I know that last 1 or 2 videos were a little crazy, so thanks, everybody, that did hold in there. Hopefully, everybody will continue to watch and leave some comments. I do appreciate it. And any tips would definitely be helpful. I'm going to make a note to remember to link the other mod for the Steam Workshop, the roads. Let's see, roads mod. In the description, because the mod author literally has only done those 3 mods of like different speeds that you can actually change the road. So anyway, thanks everybody for hanging out with me today. When we come back, we will see if I actually were able to get the mulberry seeds, balance out a few more things, and hopefully our villagers will be good. We didn't have 1 death. I'm just going to throw that out there. That's a victory. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Later.